November is not only a time when the weather changes, and it's changing today. It's kind of gloomy out here, so we can either stay in the house or we can come plant. Let's look at one of the things I'm going to put in the ground today. And you know, Saturday is my favorite day of the week. That's where I get to go to you and see what's going on in your garden. It's been a while since we heard from Howard in Tennessee. His daikon radishes, fennel, kale. He's got two kinds of beets and a nice ground cover of winter rye. As soon as the real cold weather hits, his plan is to cover the entire garden in a thick blanket of deep mulch. Howard, your garden looks amazing. Thank you for sharing. Eddie is new to this community from southwest Arkansas. Where he lives, they offer a leaf drop. He's still getting nice peppers, tomatoes, and squash. His fence is covered with loofah. He was able to go to a Mountain Man Rendezvous event. He took a bunch of the loofah and he used them as a training tool. Our gardens are a great way to bring people together. Thank you, Eddie, and welcome. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're going to plant in November or any other month. The thing that you need to keep in mind is your first and your last frost date. That's what makes the difference in your area. Right here in northeastern Oklahoma, zone 7A, B, depending on what map you look at, our first frost date was in October. We knew we got that. Now we've got a little stretch of warm weather coming up. We're still getting some really nice squash. I'm gonna have to pick that this afternoon, along with a bunch of okra that made it after that frost. The weatherman says we're gonna have torrential rain starting this morning all the way through Monday or Tuesday. So let's go ahead and think about what we're gonna plant now today, and what we've already put in the ground, which is the same thing I'm gonna continue to plant through November. We set up cold frames and I have this raised bed, and as you can see, we have carrots and beets, and our cabbages have come up, nice little clumps. I'm gonna have to thin those out. We also have some squash that evidently reseeded. Those won't make it into the winter. Now our turnips are doing really well, and where the deer ate down most of these cabbages, oh, and there's a carrot. We've got collards and a little patch of lettuce that's coming up. And in our front cold frame, we've got spinach, beets, radishes, lettuce, and it looks like we got a couple sweet potato tubers that went ahead and kept leafing, but they're gonna go as soon as it gets cold. Now it's been warm enough, we've had some grasshoppers kind of helping themselves to these, but as it cools off, we'll be able to eat off of this all winter long. Since we already have a bunch of our cold weather crops in, today we're gonna plant our first round of garlic. We're not gonna put too many cloves in. One of the things we did different this year is as we were cooking, we would take the last clove and we put it in this little container of water, and we got some nice roots growing. We also got some greens coming up. So we're gonna go ahead and plant these. Time to plant garlic. It's November 4th. We've had our first frost. Here in zone 7, it's time to plant our garlic. Garlic comes in cloves, and you just break them apart. Don't worry about the paper and the deep mulch, it just becomes part of the mulch. These are starting to yellow out. Now these are soft necks, so they only take about 3 to 5, 6 months. Let's see what we got here. We had a couple volunteers come up, so this is gonna be our garlic bed. You place them about a bulb's size apart. That's about a bulb. They're gonna wanna be in full sun. And you want the pointy end up, of course. Now if you look at these cloves compared to those cloves, that's a pretty good night. That's a nice, that's pretty good. Let's see what else we have. Oh, these are nice. Now that's a nice little bunch. We're gonna plant quite a few more than we normally do. This bed seems like it drains really well. You do not want your garlic sitting in water. It may rot. Now there's two kinds of garlic. There's your hard neck and your soft neck. Your soft neck comes up kind of like this with fronds. Your hard neck is going to have one stalk. Your Your hardneck is the one that puts on the scapes, which runs up for flowers. I believe they both do, but that one's more common. Those are delicacies, so you want to pinch those out if you're growing hardneck. The hardneck needs more cold time than the softneck. Softneck will take milder climates. The softneck is a little milder tasting, and it puts on quite a few more cloves, as you can see here. What do you think? Those are beautiful. Those are gorgeous. I got quite a little bit more to plant, so let me get after that. And it feels like it's starting to rain a little more, so I better get this done. Check out our loofah. I can't believe it. We had to wait till a frost before we got a loofah coming on. That is awesome. I'm gonna let these ripen just a little bit more before we go ahead and harvest them all. But I think it's about time that we go ahead and start trimming these back, get them in containers, get them up to the house. We'll show you that in the upcoming episode. We were very fortunate to visit Walter's garden the other day. While we were there, I let him try some of my hot sauce. It's a little warm.
My friend wanted me to try it out, so I'll give it a try. Tastes like what it tastes like. Woo! Yeah.
That's got some warmth to it, doesn't it?
It got some heat in it. A little bit of sweet. It's great. I like it.
Since we were at Walter's, check out the beans he harvested. His squash are looking great, and look at the beans that are coming on. Walter, you still amaze me with your deep mulch garden. Thank you. Mike and Linda's Texas garden looks wonderful. Cabbage, greens, walking onions, tomatoes. They also started peas as a ground cover. This is going to go great into the late fall, and you'll be set up for winter and the spring. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Linda. If you'd like to become part of this community and help motivate people and show them what's possible in a garden, there's no obligation. All you have to do is send a picture in now and again. Let us celebrate what's going on in your garden. I guarantee you all of the gardeners would love to see what you're doing in your garden. And there you go. It's just that simple. Our first round of garlic's in. Our November planting has begun, and you can do this too. Until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.